counting fun. Baby animals. Things that go. Walt Disney Home Video presents Counting Fun. Let's begin now.
Number 1. Donald isn't having fun. That's because he's only one. It would be a better day if someone else came by to play. A friend would make him much less blue, for then there'd be not one, but two.
What a predicament.
Yeah, 2. 2 little chipmunks, round and plump. 2 little chipmunks at the pump. Grandma Duck can't fill her pail. She has to wait for Chip and Dale. She's been waiting half an hour for them to take their morning shower. 3. 3 little pigs, all in a bunch. 3 little pigs, and I've got a hunch. The wolf wants them for Sunday brunch. 4. 4 plump possums upside down together, hanging by their tails, talking of the weather. Do you suppose, said one, that it will rain today? It's hard to see the sky, said 2, upside down this way. What do you think, number 4? Asked possum number 3. I think, said 4, there is at least a possibility. 5. How many puppets? Do you count 5? 4 on strings and 1 alive. 5 puppets in a puppet show. 4 on strings and Pinocchio. Yeah, 6. My, Joe Stork exclaims aloud. Today I've got an awful crowd of babies that I must deliver. My wings will surely quake and shiver. 6 fat hippos are quite too much for my poor beak to try to clutch. I can fly with 2 at best. I'll let the mailman take the rest. 7. 7 pairs of slippers, 7 little beds, 7 little pillows for 7 little heads, 7 little dishes, 7 little chairs, 7 little pigs standing by the stairs. Of one thing Snow White's positive. This isn't where the 3 bears live. 8. 8 elephants there ought to be, so why is 7 all I see? Mowgli wonders where it went, that 8th and final elephant. You forgot, smiled Shere Khan, to count the one you're sitting on. What comes after 8? Oh, yeah, 9. When Prince John goes to bed at night, 9 bags of gold appear. His dream is such a lovely sight. 9 bags of gold so near. This gold is his to keep and hold. Don't worry, John, or fret. Your dream gold is the only gold that Robin Hood can't get. Oh, gee, 10. 10 cookies cooling on the shelf. Minnie baked them by herself. Why, asks Minnie, is it so that no one helps me mix the dough, or helps me grease the pan with butter, or helps me with the cookie cutter? Yet when at last I do complete them, everybody helps me eat them.
Gosh, Minnie, we just want one.
Gosh, we're up to 11.
11 jars of honey. Just one more jar than 10. 11 jars of honey. Pooh counts them once again. First it's 9, and then it's 2. Or is it 6 or 8? Oh, bother, says our muddled Pooh. I just can't get it straight. How many honey jars are there? It's such an awful strain. It's hard to count when you're a bear, a very little brain.
Yup, 12.
Whenever Roger starts to play, 12 puppies gather round to join in Roger's rondelay and add to Roger's sound. Although it's hard on Roger's ear, he really must confess, this puppy glee club is, it's clear, a howling success. Rich men count their stacks of gold. Poor men count their many debts. Beggarmen count crumbs, I'm told. Thieves in jail count their regrets. I count the days till summer comes. I count the coins I spend. I count my fingers, toes, and thumbs. And I count you as my good friend.
Walt Disney Home Video presents Baby Animals from Mickey's Discovery Series.
A kitten is a baby cat. Kittens are soft, fluffy, and very friendly. They love to curl up on people's laps to cuddle and purr. Kittens are also very playful. They will pounce at your feet or a ball of string. Kittens also like to climb and leap, and if they fall, they usually land on their feet and walk away.
Yup.
A baby dog is a puppy. Puppies like to lick people's faces. They bark to say hello. And when a puppy wags its tail, it is happy and wants to play. Sometimes people forget that puppies will chew on things, like slippers, but they don't do it to be mean. Baby rabbits are called bunnies. They have long ears, soft fur, and fluffy tails. Bunnies like to hop about quickly. They also like to nibble on grass and leaves. A tiny bunny always obeys its mother. When she is away, it will stay quietly in its nest until she comes back. That is how it keeps safe when there is danger nearby. Baby frogs look different from full-grown frogs. In fact, they even have a different name. They are called pollywogs. Pollywogs look like little fish and live only in the water. They have wiggly tails and no legs. As a pollywog grows into a frog, its tail goes away and it grows legs. Then it can hop around on the land, catch bugs, and croak. Baby ducks are called ducklings. They have short legs and flat, webbed feet. On land, ducks walk funny or waddle. But in the water, they move smoothly. Their flat feet work like paddles to help the ducks swim well. When they get bigger, ducks make loud quacking sounds. That's how they call one another. A baby chicken is called a chick. A chick is hatched from an egg. The mother hen sits on her eggs to keep them warm until they are ready to hatch. Then the eggs crack open, and out come little yellow chicks. Chicks like to scratch with their feet in the dirt for seeds, their favorite food. A calf is a baby cow. Calves try to stand up on their wobbly legs only 15 minutes after they are born. After only a few weeks, a calf will be able to nibble grass in the field all day long, just like its mother. Mother cows are patient and gentle. Father cows are called bulls, and sometimes they snort and act mean. Piglets are baby pigs. When pigs are happy, they make a grunting sound called an oink. But when they are scared, they give a loud squeal. Pigs dig for food with their noses or snouts. They will eat just about anything. Sometimes when it gets hot, piglets roll around in the mud to cool off. Even their mother will roll around with them. Baby horses are called foals. Foals get scared easily and like to stay close to their mothers. A foal can walk the same day it is born. Human babies take about a year before they can walk. After only a few days, a foal can trot and gallop. But it takes almost 2 years before a foal can carry a rider on its back. Lambs are baby sheep. They are timid and stay near their mothers. Sheep are covered with fluffy hair called wool. This makes them look fatter than they really are. Once a year, their heavy wool is cut off like a haircut. The wool is used to make clothes like coats and sweaters. A baby goat is called a kid. Kids are fast and sure-footed. They especially like to climb on rocks. The steeper, the better. Kids also love to chew on anything they can find. One of their favorite games is to knock each other down by butting their heads together. Sometimes they butt people, too. A baby deer is called a fawn. Fawns have spotted coats that blend in with the leaves of the forest. Mother deer protect their fawns by moving them from one hiding place to another. When a boy fawn grows up, its spots disappear, and it grows horns called antlers. Deer are very shy and quiet. Chimpanzees are smart. They can be taught to do all sorts of things, like brush their teeth and eat with a knife and fork. Chimp mothers are very careful about keeping their babies clean. They pick out fleas from their baby's hair. Chimps live in trees and swing from the branches. Baby foxes are called cubs. Fox cubs look different from their parents. Their coats are much darker, and their ears and tails are shorter. Grown-up foxes have long, beautiful, bushy tails. Foxes are very clever and are not caught easily. They like to rest during the day and come out at night. Baby lions are called cubs, too. Lion cubs play gently like large kittens, but as they grow older, they become more fierce like their parents. Lions are the largest of the cat family. The male has a mane of thick hair and is often called the king of beasts. Baby tigers are called kittens. Tiger kittens have stripes just like their parents. They are tiny, and their mothers carry them with their mouths to keep them safe. Most animals in the cat family don't like water, but if a tiger gets too warm, it will go for a swim. Baby bears are cubs. They are born during the winter while their mother sleeps or hibernates. Then they live in a den. Bears have large bodies and short legs, which makes them look clumsy. But they really can do a lot of things well, like climb tall trees, swim fast, and catch fish with their paws. Baby kangaroos are called joeys. Joeys are carried in a little pouch on their mother's stomach. Sometimes they crawl out to play. Then they crawl back into the pouch to be safe. Kangaroos jump really well. A joey likes riding in its mother's pouch. A kangaroo's pouch is more fun than a baby carriage any day. Opossums, or possums as they're usually called, have long tails and like to hang upside down from tree branches. Since possums don't move fast, they fool their enemies by playing dead. Baby possums are very tiny and stay in their mother's pouch until they are 3 months old. Sometimes as many as 20 possums are born at the same time. Baby beavers are called kits. Kits can swim the very same day they are born. They kick with webbed feet that are like little paddles. Beavers warn of danger by slapping the water with their large, flat tails. And they have strong, powerful teeth that help them chew tree bark, their favorite food. The crocodile has short legs, a long tail, and a large mouth with over 100 teeth. Crocodiles swim in the water, but they build their nests on the land. Baby crocodiles are hatched from eggs, just like chickens. Crocodiles lie in the sun a lot to warm up, but their skin is so thick, they never get sunburned. Hippopotamuses, or hippos, love the water. They can stay underwater for as long as 10 minutes without coming up for air. Baby hippos like to ride on their mother's back while underwater. Even though hippos are very, very fat and heavy, they can run faster than humans. On your mark, get set, go! Elephants are the biggest animals that live on land. Mother elephants comfort and guide their babies with long, sensitive noses called trunks. Elephants can also use their trunks to pick grass or leaves to eat. And one more trick is to give their baby elephant calves a shower with their trunks. Whales are the largest animals in the world. They live in the sea, but they are not fish. They can hold their breath underwater for almost an hour. Baby whales, or calves, are born in the water. A mother whale is very loving. She lets her calf play and splash next to her all day long.
Gosh.
Walt Disney Home Video presents Things That Go.
Helicopter. It whirls and twirls and spins around and goes straight up when it leaves the ground. It has no wheels, so when it lands, it doesn't roll, it stands. This helicopter is hovering low to watch the picnic down below.
Airplane. Scrooge's plane will fly so high to places near and far. It can travel around the world much faster than a car. This enterprising penguin tried to get a ride with him. We know that penguins cannot fly, so now he'll have to swim.
Hang glider. His glider's made of nylon, attached by metal rings. If Goofy's ears were longer, then they could flap like wings. Hot air balloon. Up, up and away, says Mickey. It's such a beautiful day. We'll float on a breeze above mountains and trees and hope we'll be home by May. Our balloon is filled with gas. When heated, it's lighter than air. So we can soar above the clouds and journey anywhere.
Motorcycle. A motorcycle's like a bike, except it runs on gas. You don't have to pedal if you want to go real fast. A helmet, gloves, and goggles help protect you while you ride. Have fun, but just remember that safety is your guide.
Car, limousine. A car is very handy to drive around the town. You pump the gas to make it go and use brakes to slow it down. Now Mickey here and Goofy are performing quite a task. Scrooge's limousine won't start because it's out of gas. Taxi,
Hop on in my taxi cab.
says Goofy with a smile.
This cab will take you anywhere if you pay me by the mile. I've had all kinds of passengers ride in this cab with me, but you're the first, I must admit, I've taken out to sea. Bus. A bus will carry passengers from one place to another. Some buses take you to your school or shopping with your mother. The driver takes your ticket, and then you find a seat. It's nice to know that wherever you go, there's someone new to meet.
Cement mixer. Chug, chug, rumble, round and round. Rocks and gravel soon are ground. Mixed with water to make concrete, it's poured for sidewalks on the street.
Tank. This mode of transportation that the military needs has special tread around the wheels to trample dirt and weeds. A tank takes lots of punishment. It's very tough and strong. If rocks and boulders are in its way, they won't be there for long.
Chariot. In ancient Rome, great chariots were driven in a race. Horses pulled a two-wheeled cart, and round the track they chase. Goofy is a brave one. He does things his own way. Can you guess which chariot will win the race today?
Roller skates. Roller skates are shoes with wheels that anyone can wear. They come in many sizes and are always worn in pairs. At times, it might be difficult to skate across the floor. Your feet are going faster than they ever have before. Skateboard. A skateboard sits on 4 small wheels. It's guided by your feet. Balancing's not easy as you ride it down the street. It takes a lot of practice, discipline, and skill to stay on top and not fall off when going down a hill.
Bicycle. There are many kinds of cycles that do different things for you. A unicycle has 1 wheel. A bicycle has 2. The wheels spin round as you pedal on a bicycle made for 1, but a bicycle built for 2 is sometimes twice the fun. Shopping cart. What can be filled with packages and grocery bags piled high? You see it pushed and pulled along as shoppers all pass by. It's really quite convenient to use while at the store. It seems that when you've bought too much, there's always room for more. Skis.
Look out below!
Yells Goofy.
I'm coming down the hill. The snow is slick. Oh, hang on tight. Oh, boy, is this a thrill.
His poles are pushing through the snow. He's whooshing through the trees. With this tiger close behind, he's the fastest guy on skis. Dog sled. Sleds are made for work and fun. They glide upon the icy snow. Some are pushed for downhill runs, and some need dogs to make them go.
rowboat. A rowboat has no motor. It's up to you to row. You paddle, putting all your strength in oars to make it go. Captain Hook will row his boat swiftly round the aisle. With luck and lots of muscle, he'll escape the crocodile.
Canoe. The Indians would build canoes out of trunks of trees and row with wooden paddles and glide through lakes with ease. The great early explorers found them useful too. Goofy was the first one to find Dippy Canoe.
Kayak. A kayak is a one-man boat that's used by Eskimos. They steer it with a paddle as they move through icy floes. It's very small and fairly fast and should be rowed, not sailed. But Donald's in a hurry, so he hitched up with a whale. Surfboard. Surf's up, everybody. Get ready to hang 10. He paddles up into the waves and rides them back again. The power of the ocean is something he knows well. But if he loses his surfboard, he'll float back on his shell.
Catamaran. A catamaran's a boat that looks like two boats tied together. It's practically unsinkable and floats in any weather. It often comes in first because it sails at quite a pace. But even so, it looks as if a fish has won this race. Motorboat. A boat that has a motor attached to its backside can either go fast or slow, and it's so much fun to ride. But heed a word of caution as you drive your motorboat. Be considerate of others whose boats can only float. Submarine. Oceanauts use submarines to go beneath the sea. You'll find a world of creatures that are not like you or me. Submarines have windows. You can see the ocean floor. It's really very different and quite fun to explore.